So earlier today, for some of you guys, especially here on the channel, right? We play a lot of Among Us or the Polus GG variant here. And for those of you who don't know, the Polus GG is basically a special server that has a lot of the mods that people like to put into the game of Among Us, like the sheriff or the jester role or the serial killer role. You know, just kind of adds a lot of flavor to the game. And recently, a company or a team called Polus GG released a version of it on Steam that you could download. And let's see if I can bring up the map here. And they started with a map called Submerged. And that was kind of like the trailer that they had, right? That kind of launched the whole thing. And a lot of people played it. It was a big hit. People loved it. People loved being able to get a lot of the additional modded roles that are in the game without having to actually download the mods and put them in yourself, right? But unfortunately, they just posted this on their Discord. Now, their Discord is completely locked. So if you go, I don't even know if you can join their Discord. But even if you went to their Discord, you can't post in it. You can't talk in it. It's completely locked out. And they put this message. It says, and for those who don't know, the Rose Hall is one of the founders of the Polus GG. It says, Polus GG has shut down permanently. We did not make as much money as we expected and do not have enough to fund development in servers. Sorry to everyone waiting for the Android launch. That will never occur. And thank you to everyone who supported us over this time. And then they go on to say, please do not DM me or any other staffer. We won't be answering any questions. Nobody on the team is having a great time. And DM spam doesn't help. Yeah. Kind of bad. Really bad, right? So what really sucks about this, in my opinion, is... Well, obviously it sucks, right? Anytime something gets closed that people have fun with always sucks. So that's the first thing that sucks about it. But I think where you're going to see a lot of anger at is that they offered many different types of services that you had to pay for, like customizations, accessories, pets. They even offered subscription services. And a lot of people paid a lot of money for this, right? A lot of people spent a lot of money on like customizations and the subscription roles. And they kept releasing them up until like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. There was like new stuff that actually came out. And so now that they're ending it, my question is, what does this mean for the people who just spent a lot of money on the game? Are they going to refund it? Are they going to give money back, especially for those who spent quite a bit of money on it? Because I know a lot of people spent a lot of money on the game. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you're not guaranteed to keep it. You know, you bought it, you had fun with it. I mean, I think that's true to an extent. I think the problem, honestly, comes down to they knew it was a sinking ship, right? They knew they weren't making money, yet they continuously released content that they could take your money, right? And some of these subscription roles cost up to like $100. We played it so much. I'm actually one of the people who actually got the jester role, which is a $100 role. And it's a monthly $100 role, which is totally fine. I had no problem supporting the team. I really enjoyed what they were doing. And at the time of supporting them, you know, they put out messages and you know, Discord posts that basically said that nothing's wrong. Everything's going good. You know, this game's going full force. We got more updates along the way. They were working with people to create new roles. So they had no problems, you know, promoting that the game was going to be here forever. And obviously they just dropped this post today without anyone even knowing. And of course, at the time of making this, I went back and I checked their store, right? Because I wanted to see like, oh, okay, well, can you buy anything at the store? Obviously, there's nothing here. At all. That's horrible. I mean, I'm happy that they're not taking any more money, obviously. That's really good. And they shouldn't. However, in my opinion, they needed to be a little bit more honest about the production, and they needed to be a little bit more forthcoming about like what's going on. Instead of releasing more content to take as much money as they could, they should have said some things like they're struggling or they needed some help. Yeah, it would be worse if there was things there to buy, but they just released stuff. I mean, there's Nair. I mean, Nair just bought some of the new stuff that came out, right? Literally just came out like what, a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. And then you got people who are paying subscription stuff. So imagine if your subscription renewed yesterday. Mine was asked to be renewed today. Because it's funny because my subscription was due to be renewed today to the T. Imagine if my subscription service was supposed to be renewed if it renewed yesterday. I would have paid it. I would have gave them money. And that would have been it. So I honestly think that they haven't even made a Twitter post. Like at the time of making this, making this video at least, they haven't even posted anything on their Twitter. This was like in their Discord. Like, if we go to their Twitter. Yeah. Like, we go to their Twitter and there's just nothing. It's just a retweet they did in September 28th. And I mean, there's just nothing here. Like, they are completely bailing out. Not even giving a word. I mean, if you're not in their Discord, you would have no idea this is happening. You wouldn't even know. So if you're not in their Discord, you wouldn't even know this. And their Discord's completely locked, mind you. So you can't respond. You can't do anything in their Discord. It's all locked out. It's like padlocks on everything. It's pretty bad, in my opinion. So like this, the vibe I get from this, and I'm not trying to give them an unfair shake, but honestly, the vibe that you get from this is that they knew it was a sinking ship. You usually know when your ship is sinking quite a bit before it sinks, right? Like the only time that you don't see your ship sinking is when you make a stupid comment or you do something really dumb publicly, right? Which they didn't do, which means that they absolutely knew that the game was not working, but yet they were taking people's renewed subscriptions up to $100 yesterday. And where does that money go now? So that really sucks. And it definitely gives off a really bad taste. And I know a lot of people will say, well, that's what you get for not supporting. The ship was about to be submerged, right? That's what people are going to say. Well, that's what you get for supporting. They're not really the developers. They're not Innersloth, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's just sad to me that players are forced to play this type of version of the game because Innersloth won't make they won't make updates. And people will say, well, the original game code isn't designed for updates. And I understand that. I've worked in game development long enough to know, like, I get that. However, they have enough money to just make another version of the game that is updatable. And you won't have a lot of people having to go to someone like Polus GG to get all the fun roles and the new stuff and new maps that people are like really wanting, So that really sucks. I really wish Innersloth would get it together and like actually take the time and like make something good. Besides just letting their Among Us IP just kind of sit there and let other people like these people, Polus GG, come in, convince a bunch of people to come help them, convince a bunch of people to give them money and support, and then just drop a Discord post that basically just says, well, thanks for your money, but we're out. It didn't work. See you later. Go back. We're not doing it anymore. I mean, that just sucks. He said, apparently they had a bit of a bad record, not recognizing the original makers of the mods that rolled together in Polus. So a lot of the people avoided them. Also, Innersloth are adding Sheriff and Jester, etc. Yeah, but they haven't done it yet. Right? So like that, so it may be true. Like maybe they didn't recognize, and that's like a whole nother drama thing, which is totally true. But that doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, Innersloth has no excuse to why they can't update the game. And if people say, like I said, I'm totally okay with them making their millions of dollars and then leaving, right? Who wouldn't do that? So if the developers made a ton of money and they're like, well, we made our money. We don't want to put work into it. I'm rich. I'm fine. I totally understand that. That's totally cool, dude. At least put your game in the hands of people who do care about it, at least, right? So like if you don't want to be hands-on with it because you want to enjoy your money, and that's totally fine. There is nothing wrong with that, dude, because they're millionaires and I'm not. At least put your games in the hands of people who actually care about the game and want to, progress the game forward. Well, they're sloths. Right. Exactly. They're pretty slow. So that's my opinion on it. On the whole situation. So hopefully people get their money back. I think you should get your money back, especially if you just recently spent money on the game within like the last 2 weeks. Get your money back. Ask Steam, dispute the charges, get the money back. They should be offering refunds, and at the very least, they need to make a public announcement that just isn't in their Discord and like actually speak with some people. But I will try to provide some good. I would try to provide some good news, right, at the end of the day. So a lot of us here have been switching over. It's funny, right? Because this kind of explains why the games haven't been working, right? So recently, a lot of our community people haven't been able to play, have not been able to play Polus GG. Like it keeps failing to load, or they keep crashing, or there's glitches and stuff like that. And now it makes sense. It wasn't working because they didn't care about it. They weren't supporting it. So we moved over to a different game that I think a lot of people like more. And it's literally an Among Us clone, right? And the name of the game is called Goose Goose Duck. And I think a lot of people love this game. And Goose Goose Duck basically has every single thing that is in Among Us, right? There's everything in Among Us. People will say, obviously, farts is the biggest thing. I'll show you that here in a second. But I think that if you're looking to get your Among Us fix that has all the roles, and it has everything that you want out of Among Us, plus more, I think you're going to want to play this game. This is called Goose Goose Duck. And yes, you can fart. I know everyone's saying it. Yes, there is farting in the game. But it has all the roles basically that's in Among Us. Obviously, it has like a bird twist to it. Like the jester is called the dodo bird. The morphling, just like it is in Among Us. There's even a sheriff goose, like there is in Among Us. And there's a lot more roles that are in this game that make it way more fun. Not to mention it's actually baked in, and there's no add-ons. There's no mods, right? So like there's no like having to download some weird shady thing or try to put it into a folder. This is all inclusive. It's all here, and it's completely free to play. And it's free to play on both the computer and on your phone. The app is actually on the Google Play Store, and it's actually on the Apple Play Store. And we'll put links below in this YouTube video so people can click on it and download. But what I find more interesting about this game that's different from Among Us, besides all the additional roles that are in Among Us, plus more roles that are just added into the game by default, is that what I like a lot about the game is that the customization. So when you're playing the game, you earn currency. Obviously, you can spend real money and get the currency faster. That's obvious. It's a free-to-play game. It's totally fine. But you can earn all this stuff on your own. You can earn pets. You can earn outfits. You can customize your farts. What I like the most is that you can get special kill animations. As you're doing tasks in the game, you actually get crafting materials. So there's a bonus to doing tasks. So you do a task and you have a chance to get crafting materials, which gives you unique customizations to the characters, and it's based off of the zone that you're in. So like, for example, here in the haunted house, we can get like a gentleman kill, a brass knuckle kill, a cannonball kill, a poison kill. And it's based off of the materials that you collect in the game. As you can see, I'm already like collecting some of these materials. And there's also achievements in the game. There's just a lot more stuff you can do in Goose Goose Duck that isn't in Among Us. And there's up to 16 people, by the way. I know Among Us does 15. This is up to 16 players. And so that's what we've been switching to. We've been having a lot more fun in it. And I think you would have more fun in it as well if you're looking for that Among Us niche. And if you're really disappointed at what happened with Polus GG and you want to play Among Us, but you don't want to go back to the classic mode, which is really boring. I mean, let's face it, right? Imposter crewmate. It doesn't get that interesting. I would definitely recommend downloading Goose Goose Duck. It's totally free, doesn't hurt anything, and you can start playing with people both on their computer and on their phones, Apple or Android. It doesn't matter. I'll show you one of my favorite ones, actually. So it's actually in the... Oh, which, by the way, before I forget, there's actual special modes, too. So, for example, they have a special trick-or-treat mode for Halloween, where basically there's one vampire. You have to figure out who the vampire is. If the vampire bites you, you turn into a thrall, which then can go and kill more people, and you're immortal, too. You can't kill the thrall. You can't vote the thrall out, I think. Yeah, you can't. And they basically hunt you down to the last person, or if you kill the vampire, which is kind of funny. But one of my favorites here, I think it's on this one, right? The chest burster. Yeah, it's vampires and gold. It's a lot of fun. Let's see here. Yeah, see, we can get a chest burster. Now, that's awesome, dude. That's one of the best kill animations, I think. I would love to craft that. Because like I said, your kill animations are based off of the map that you're on. And again, doing tasks will give you crafting materials, which, by the way, you can actually assign fake tasks to imposters and jesters. So they can actually have tasks and not just have it pop up on the map and like pretend that you're doing it. You can actually doing it. And while you're doing the fake task, you can still get crafting materials as the imposter. So you can help craft things in the game. Not to mention, I mean, this game has a lot more quality of life improvements in the game over Among Us. It's constantly updated. So yeah, I definitely recommend that. That's my opinion on the whole Among Us situation. It really sucks. And hopefully this means that, you know, moving forward, Inner Sloth will get better at the game and update Among Us. If not, it is what it is. I say switch to Goose Goose Duck. You'll have a lot more fun. And sucks for anyone who put money in the Polus GG. So that's my opinion, guys. So just let me know what you guys think. And yeah, hopefully Polus GG will do something to give everyone's money back. I really hope that, you know, especially for those who spent money in the last 2 weeks. But yeah, that's it, guys.